Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Kashif Booth podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with a guest and we discuss their career so far, the highs, the lows, and what's next for them. Today's guest is filmmaker Tash, aka Natasha Adams. She is back on my show. Fun fact, she was the very first guest of my
Oh,
podcast.
was I?
Yes, three
Wow,
years
that's a long
ago.
time ago.
I know, and you're back now. So how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. It feels like it was a long time ago, and you've done so many interviews then.
Yes. This is
Well
season
done.
four now. This is season four.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
for me back. I mean, I'm not sure how much progress has happened since we've last spoken, but we can unpack that.
But the thing is, like I say in my intro, the good, the bad, how you've learned from it, every single thing. That's what I love about this platform. It's for me to share the real, not just, oh,
Yeah.
everyone's success story. Listen, people
Yeah.
are in the trenches, especially the last 18 months. Yeah. Longer, almost 2 years now.
I'll
So yeah.
be honest. Since COVID, everything's
hmm
just been crazy. Uh,
hmm
I was on such a good momentum, and then COVID has just turned it into something.
Yeah. COVID, I feel like the industry's still trying to recover from COVID. It still doesn't know what it wants to do, because I'm sure you've seen a lot of the reports about, oh, the industry is struggling, nobody's getting
Yeah.
work, and now
Survive.
they're doing this. Yeah, survive to 2025. And it's like, really? But but it's like also, you would have thought working in 2022, everything is fine, everything's back to normal, but they overspent in
Mm,
2022. That's all what the reports are coming out.
yeah.
UK market made like 3.9 billion, they're saying in 2022. And then it's like it reached that peak. And then as soon as 2023 hit, it just went, psh.
Down. Yeah.
And so that's why we're all in the trenches, especially the UK film and TV industry.
Yeah.
And nobody really knows how to save it because industry execs are saying, oh, they're only commissioning stuff in the UK that they know they can sell internationally. That's what they're saying. Or they want to make cheap reality TV shows. That's why Big Brother's back.
I've
All this stuff.
found that like a lot of the production companies I'm talking to
hmm
really want everything packed. Like before there was a budget to put into development and develop it. Now they kind of want it so close to being finished. And it's like, what's how realistic is that? They want to cut corners and they want, or I get
hmm
a lot of the responses I get is they don't want to work with new people right now. They can't risk it. They
hmm
want people that already have uh, uh, a history or a catalogue of shows already out.
hmm
So I've just come along at the wrong time, and it's just quite unfair.
It is unfair because they just want to make money. That's all it is. But it's
Yeah.
like you're commissioning the same type of shows from the same type of people,
Mm.
and then you're surprised when you make a loss.
Yeah. It's like
How? Yeah.
repeating the same mistake and
hmm
expecting a different
Yeah.
result. It's wild.
Exactly. Exactly. Because the ITV boss Kevin Ligo came out said recently on a Times article saying
Mm.
that Mr. Bates versus the Post Office, which was a huge show this year,
Yeah.
apparently that made a loss of £1 million.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
But then he's saying that but then they're saying that, oh, they can't sell those shows internationally. I
Mm.
find that strange because I feel like you could sell that show internationally because
Surely.
it's a universal story. You don't need to be related to it to
Yeah.
understand. Like that could have been huge in America, that could have been huge in other markets. So it's still a powerful story about politics and people doing shady stuff, and that's what this world is. So it's very like it's very interesting. Like you're making losses, but you're easily able to commission some, like, as something that has a strong IP, which is Big Brother. People
Mm.
love Big Brother. They're gonna watch it
Yeah.
regardless. And so that's why it's able to come back, you know.
Mm.
And it's so interesting to see all these conversations, post Black Square Summer and stuff like that, with so many like black shows that have been commissioned and on the air, and you know some have been renewed, some are still pending the renewals, some have been
Mm.
cancelled. you know
Mm.
and yourself, you're still doing your web series because you took a break from doing Growing Pains, and then you brought it back and did the fourth season, and that came out last year.
It's been a year now. That's crazy.
Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
And
So,
so,
like, what was it like for you to, well, why did you decide to bring it back to do season four of your web series? And what happened now
okay.
that it came out? What's the tea?
So I did one, two, and three, and I thought that was enough. To be honest,
Hmm.
I thought like Growing Pains was my first project, right? And I needed a body of work. I felt like I had done enough. At that point, though, COVID hit at the same time, so it was kind of I probably would have carried on, but COVID just showed me, okay, what do you want to do now? Like, what kind of direction? You've got all this time. Like, let's develop some skills now. So yeah, COVID was the reason for a lot of that. I really went into my director's bag. That's when I was on Hollyoaks and EastEnders, just in the COVID era. And then coming out of COVID, it was hard for me to get a job. It was hard for me to get a director. Even now, I was meant to go back to Hollyoaks, right? They again, they've cut so many directors.
Hmm.
You know, they've gone down to three
Yeah,
days.
3 episodes, 3 days a week now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and there've just so many cuts left, right, and center. And I'm not going to be somebody new isn't going to be on their priority list. So
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
I was meant to go back there, it kind of failed, and I was like, oh, like okay, that's kind of what I was hoping to go back to, and then use that to go higher and higher, and it didn't work.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, now I guess I've got to go back to basics and still keep my skills going. Growing Pains is a great place to like for me to practice certain things. And I love the show.
Hmm.
It's hard work, but yeah, I love the show. And
Hmm.
I decided to bring it back one more time, thinking this is the last time I'm gonna do it. And yeah, I did it. It was great. We had a premiere, you came,
Hmm.
and yeah, and then again, my aim was not to bring it back, but it feels like every time I say that, I end up bringing it back. So I just got to stop talking. Um, I do want to work on more things though. Like I feel like
Hmm.
after a while, you kind of pigeonhole that that's all you can do. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I've been conscious of that, and that's why I didn't want to bring it back. But shows like Growing Pains are easy to make. Well, when I say easy, wait. I don't want you to get like confused here. Okay, it's easy to make in the sense that there's no rules, no one's telling you what to do.
Hmm.
It's hard in terms of like piecing all the pieces together, the cast, all the elements that happen around the making of the show.
Hmm.
So I would say that I'm conscious of like, okay, cool, Growing Pains is great, I love that, but I can make a very mature show. I can make a comedy if I wanted. Like I
Hmm.
just wanted to show my range. And
Hmm.
so that's what I've tried to do more recently.
I love that. And I think I've had that push and pull for my
Yeah.
web series, Nate and Jamie. Oh my gosh. I was working on like an animated and comic
Yeah.
strip
I remember.
2 years ago, and then got scammed by this person, and then it was just a whole thing.
Not
And
scared.
then yeah, but I still, my mind kind of
Goes
goes
back. Yeah.
back all the time. I ended up writing actually a pilot script for like a 20-minute version of it, actually rebooting the whole kind of show and making it a little bit more mature and more adult and making
Yeah.
it more for TV. And that's it. It's just sat there. Like I've just kind of focused on like writing
Yeah.
pilots, and I've got feature film ideas and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
We
I'm
all
trying to write
do.
more.
This
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Like we all
Hmm.
our laptops are probably full of ideas. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's what it is as well. I think like, Nate and Jamie, everyone knows you for that,
Hmm.
and then you did your spin-off. And I feel like we're growing every year that goes by, we learn what to do, what not to do again. How like I wish I could go back and start Growing Pains again. I think I would have started the story so different. I would have
Hmm.
maybe started them younger. Like I could reboot Growing Pains tomorrow and do 16-year-olds. You know,
Mm,
I could
yeah.
I could do a spin-off of each character. There's so many avenues with Growing Pains, and ultimately like that's everyone knows me for that. I was on EastEnders holidays. People still come up to me in events and they say, oh, you made Growing Pains. you know, and it's okay
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
it,
But I
but
said to you though, also growing pains could be, and I don't know why they're sleeping on you. Growing pains could be
I,
the black version of Shameless. Yeah. Running
yeah,
for 11 years. You lot are sitting, all these execs, wake up, wake
yeah,
up. Okay, because it
tell them,
literally could be the black version of Shameless. Like
yeah,
it has so much potential,
yeah.
right? Like I remember sitting there watching, I'm like, this is so good. Like, come on, like I don't why are you not sleeping? You lot
I,
want to
I,
take risks. This has a
I'm
strong
doing,
IP.
at this point, I'm like, is it something I'm doing? Like, am
Hmm.
I not reaching out to the right people? Although, like, I feel like last year when we came out, was Top Boy out then? I think we come out at the wrong times as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I think the final season of Top Boy came out either September or November last year. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
and then we came out October. So it just feels like I feel like they're like, oh, we've just had Top Boy,
Mm,
and they just see everything black is Top Boy. So
hmm.
they don't really look deep into it. I really try to, polish it a bit more. Every time I do it, you can see growth. You
Hmm.
can see, and that's what it is. It's just you're literally seeing me learning on the job as I'm going, and I'm okay with that.
But we
Um,
always are. As creatives, every job, almost every job, I've learned something new. One
yeah,
short film I did in October because it's just hit December. So I'm like, when was this again? Like,
yeah,
I had never done a set build and virtual production.
mm,
What? I didn't know nothing about that, but I'm learning every time there's something new to learn about. Okay, this is what I can do next time to actually save money and cut corners. And oh, there's different ways you can do that. You could not tell that
yeah,
that was in a studio. You would think
yeah,
we found a house, a prison cell. You would have
yeah.
thought that. And really, no, we were just in some studio, okay? And we just were able to do some magic in the background,
Uh,
like, and you're always learning. If I
yeah,
always say, and I've said this multiple times on my podcast, if you meet somebody who acts like they know everything, run. They're the worst people to work with. We're always learning. And I've seen the growth each season with Growing Pains. And like I said, the stories are strong. Like, it had been so long and I was like, what happened again? I was like, I didn't even matter that I didn't remember what happened at like season 3 or whatever,
yeah,
because season 4, the way it started was so strong that you were just pulled in, you know.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just see. I mean, maybe
Hmm.
we'll see what happens in 2025. We don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't plan on. See, I go back and forth, Kashif, to
Hmm.
whether I should bring it back or not. I mean,
Mm.
when I have a lot of gaps in working, I do think, oh, I need to fill the gap,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
yeah, you don't want
Hmm.
to become stagnant and that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about being consistent. But with growing pains, I feel like because I take such big gaps, right? The what's the audience, they're getting annoyed because it's just going like, yeah, I don't want to. I'm annoyed too, guys.
Yeah, but I don't have money. Okay, you want to give me
Yeah,
money? Yeah,
and
then
do it
you
on
be
zero.
consistent.
True, like people really
Hmm.
don't know, like to do it off no budget is really hard, and I want it to look the best. I don't want to, you know.
I've just got an idea for something, but I'll tell you off camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say it here, but yeah. And I just think it's obviously all in your own timing, but like, have you thought about exploring like another web series, like completely different because brand new? Like you've done lots of short films or really long form films as well.
Yeah,
Have you thought about doing another web series? What would
yeah.
diversify your
Well,
writing to audiences, show what's different?
yeah. Funny enough, you say that.
Hmm.
I'm working on another web series at the moment. It's a lot more mature.
Hmm.
It's giving insecure type
Mm.
girlfriends with Verona Rose. So
Oh, okay. Verona's amazing. So
yeah,
that'll be
yeah.
very good.
She reached out to me and was just like, we should do something. And then, because I directed her pilot recently. She liked the
Nice.
way I worked. And I think
Hmm.
what it is, people respect that, like, I get a project complete. Like, if I have an idea, I'm going to get it complete.
Mm.
So, yeah, she said she wanted to be in my short film. And then from that, we've just kind of been
Good.
bouncing around.
Hmm.
She's more comedy, or she'll probably be upset that I say that, but I think she wants to show that she can do something more drama based.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to show something a bit more mature than Growing Pains. So it kind we've written it. We've just we're gonna start filming within the next 4 weeks.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah,
I met Verona Rose actually for the first time earlier this year. She was in a short I produced
and
with
the
Jordan
boxing
Pitt.
one,
No, not that one. It was one I just released the video the other day actually. It was called Fair Checks, and so it's all about
Jordan.
criminal injustice. Jordan Pitt.
That,
Do you know? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it was good working with her, and that was more of a serious role for her as well in that film as well. So yeah, but it's also exploring good mediums because I feel like with like a sitcom or a comedy drama, you have to have there's that fine line, like you have
yeah,
funny elements to the episode and it might be quite heavy or drama or quote unquote serious, but then you might have like a funny episode. So, it's good
yeah,
having that. And us as like Black audiences in the UK, we're craving that,
yeah.
like, even the rom-com guys. I don't know if you've heard of them. Like, I went to
Yeah.
their premiere last week.
We was in the same room. I messaged you. I said you were on the left. I was on the right. I
You
couldn't see.
messaged me.
Yeah, I was in the. I went to the premiere too. The Christmas.
Games night. Are you sure? I told you. Remember you messaged me the other day, and I was like, my phone. I don't
Okay.
know what's going on. It
Okay.
just I won't get it. So I left you on red. Wow. I didn't even see it. I didn't
Yeah.
even see it because it just didn't pop up.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but that was look how great that rom-com was. So
Yeah.
succinct, on point, all the beats. I was
Yeah.
like,
Good.
wow.
But I just don't know if it was sold out. I was shocked
Mm-hmm.
because I don't feel like if it's not gang, 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 I haven't seen a lot of support from people encouraging romantic comedies or
Mm-hmm.
horror.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So I was surprised to see it sold out, and well done, guys. So they did
Yeah.
really well. I enjoyed it.
Over 500 seats sold out. Like, that's incredible. And they promoted the hell out of it. Like, they really were on the ground running. They were even
Yeah,
doing, they even created like a whole barcode and was going around the BFI Film Festival telling people to come to their premiere. Like,
gotta do
that
it.
is fantastic. Like, I know I shouted them out on social media as well. Like, I just feel like we have to support each other because we're not in competition with each other. If they get through, they're opening a door for everybody else to come through. So it doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
not being supportive of each other. That's like how we connected all them years ago. So it's
yeah, yeah.
like, yeah, so I just love seeing that. But I love the point that you made that like it's true when it's not necessarily a hood story, some black audiences will turn straight off and they won't show up.
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah,
why I got so annoyed with the whole Supercell backlash. I'm like, what are you complaining about?
yeah,
Like one little bit of hood and you lot are screaming like, oh my God. Like, so I was just confused because I'm like, so did you miss the first 15 minutes of that love story or was it just
yeah.
like like
I don't know. I feel like you can't please everybody,
yeah.
but at the same time, it's like people complain, and then when you give
Hmm.
them stuff and they still don't support, it's just a head.
Hmm.
You got to do whatever you want. I
Yeah.
definitely going into 2025 with like whatever I want to do is what I'm going to
Mm.
do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good. Good.
yeah,
Because I've noticed with black audiences, to me, they're the toughest audience out there. They are.
100%.
Because like they complain if it's negative stereotypes, or they'll say, oh, that's not realistic. I'm like, what do you mean that's not realistic? And then they'll say, oh, that's cringe. I'm like,
Yeah,
so what do you want?
yeah.
What do you
Listen,
want?
yeah,
Like, so yeah, I don't know. They'll be like, oh, no more trauma stories. Where have you been? Like, there's been like I always, where have you been? Because there's loads of right. If you don't want to watch this trauma film, you can go find you a comedy film.
Mhm.
Like, they're there, and that's the thing. I think we love black people so much, and we want to tell black stories, but then it's like that catch-22 of like trying to make sure you find your audience
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you
That's
never know what's gonna happen.
what I'm saying. So I feel like now, even when I'm
Mm.
casting for my short films, the actors are now saying, "Tash, I don't want to do hood films anymore." I'm like, wow, because 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were dying to do gang gang. They wanted to be the one to like
Mm.
stab somebody, or now it's like,
Oh.
Tash, no, I can't have that on my show. I'm like, okay.
Mm.
So things are changing. Yeah,
Variety. Mm. I mean, that's good they're changing because I think I always say that it's important to tell those stories, but we need to have a variety of the storytellings that is being commissioned. That's all. But we have been in a space where we have that, you know. The last hood story that was screen was on, on the big screen and on TV was Hood Story. No, what was it? Blue Story and Top Boy.
Top
That's
boy.
it. That's
Yeah,
literally it. But then we've had so many different a variety of content for you to watch. Like, what was it? It's gone from my head. Riches. Then you
yeah.
had Dream Was Black. You
Champion.
had Queenie, Champion.
Mm,
Like, even Queenie, that is a solid drama series. Like,
yeah,
solid,
yeah. I
solid.
self-directing that, just saying.
That's it. Manifest. Speaking of manifesting, we need to talk about
What
biopics because you've
ethics?
been saying that you want to do that more. And you saw my video on TikTok where I was talking about, how Solid Crew should have a biopic because I
Mhm.
feel like as somebody like yourself who's passionate about our culture and the representation of Black Britishness and who we are as people, nothing to me describes Black British culture more than the UK garage scene. Like it's not R&B music that kind of came from America or reggae music that came from Jamaica and it's been infused. Like grime is its own thing, from grime to funky house to garage. And I feel like that era was
Mhm.
so huge. Like I don't think people realize how huge that era was. Like so Solo Crew went to #1 on the charts, like
Yeah,
with 21 seconds. Like that is a big deal. Like, so it's like those stories need to be told in a
yeah.
way. And I just feel like it needs to be done.
So I saw your post and
Mhm.
I reached because what was weird about the timing of that post is that I've been talking to Lisa Mafia, for those that don't know, who's in So Solid, about doing a biopic, right? But the thing is, I think I heard, was it Harvey? I heard there was another biopic going on. So
Mm.
technically, there could be like, how many members were there? I don't know. But
Listen,
could
I
be
lost
loads.
count.
Yeah. But I definitely think that I'm going to try and, I mean, she has thought about it. It's been in
Mhm.
talks. I'm not sure if the logistics of it, like how does it impact the other members? Would the other members, like everyone has their perception of their own story, right?
Mhm.
So I'm sure that if you were to do a biopic of just five of them, they would all
Mhm.
have five different perceptions.
Yeah.
Obviously, some things will be the same. They
Mhm.
were they were all there at certain points. But at the end of the day, maybe how someone made you feel
Mhm.
or how someone reacted to something will be very different.
Mhm.
But I definitely think a biopic is needed,
Mhm.
and not just from them. It could be Heartless Crew. It could be,
Yes.
it can happen. I might talk to Bushkins like later on today.
Honestly, because I feel like that that era is so pivotal within our culture and our history. And
Yeah.
we need like your daughter, everybody, like people need to know this. This needs to be like like what's the word? In the history books. It needs to be history so that people can see this and know
Mm.
what happened. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think a limited series is the way to go because you could like tell the story of how they kind of the inception, the success, and then the breakup. And what's really cool about the breakup is that each episode could focus primarily on each member. So on Lisa, when she released her debut album and what happened with her, Romeo, he released music,
Yeah.
Harvey and all that mess. And,
I,
Ashley D, Ashley Waters,
yeah.
but if he wants to do something like that, because he's such a big actor now, but he was in the group, you know what I mean? And then he went back to acting, even though he was always acting. So it's
Yeah.
like, his story as well. So it's like Mega Man as well, really being the pioneer, the sort
Into the universe that I'll direct
yeah,
it, you'll be the producer. We should just put it out there.
yeah, that's why we're saying it now. So
Okay, cool.
hi.
Guys, hi for the
I'm
future.
just letting you know, okay? Like, yeah. But it's important. It's so important because these are the importance of the stories that we want to see and
Yeah.
want to tell. And the more we talk about it, the more it will happen. And that's just I'm a firm believer of that because it will have a strong IP because it can sell internationally to the
Mm.
black audiences across the diaspora to understand who we are as a person. Because like I've made so many friends in the last couple of years who aren't British and they're black, but they're either Jamaican or American. And I'm educating them all the time. They're like, wow, we just didn't know anything of this. Wow, we didn't know this, we didn't know that. And that's because the world is always consumed with African American culture being the center of blackness when really that's
Mm.
just
You're
one
right.
part.
That's so true.
That's just one part of blackness, you know? That's
Yeah.
just literally one part. So yeah, but we will. So,
Yeah.
Harvey, we got your story,
And Lisa, like, come on, guys, call
you
us.
know, you guys have connections, get the money, and we could
Yeah,
do
I think
it.
so part of it as well. Like
hmm
these artists, they maybe don't understand
mm
what it takes, what is needed.
hmm
They just this isn't their passion, you know.
hmm
We'll see what we can
Yeah,
do.
we need some strong writers as well.
Yeah,
Like we need some strong writers, and we both know some amazing writers who can
yeah.
work with them, and it can be told in the right way. It can. So I think that era is untapped, and we will tap right in. So,
Yeah.
so I want to talk about where you are now, Tash, because you've been working and grinding, and you said at the beginning, oh, I don't know what I could update you on, but it's like the reality of this industry, especially the last 2 years, it's been very, very tough because work has not been there. And you can find yourself being stagnant, or the comparison of where other people are in their career and what they're doing, but it's like, hey, we are all on our own journey. So, like, how have you felt as just like a black woman in this industry, a single mother with your daughter? My lighting has gone crazy, but it's fine. You know, and like, have you found it navigating that all, and how
Um,
are you doing? Because sometimes it's so hard to kind of, people see you working and grinding, but they don't understand like the ups and downs of how it all goes. We post on social media because that's what gets us more
yeah.
work in the future.
Uh,
So
So,
like, how is it for you? Where have you been? What's that space like?
so like I said, from COVID, that really messed me up. I was on a good momentum. I felt like I don't know how these opportunities were landing in my lap at one point. I was just like,
Mm,
wow, like just to be on the set of EastEnders Hollywood, that is a dream. Like
mm,
I'll never forget that. After that, like I said, everything went downhill. I couldn't get any work. Like even getting an agent was very, very tough. They kind of say things like, "Oh, we need you to have more, more, more," and I'm like, "Wow, I don't know what else you want from me at this point." Like, I, if being on the biggest soap in the UK isn't enough, I don't know what to tell you. I
mhm,
don't know what to do.
mhm,
So I kind of took time away. It kind of and it knocks your confidence as well. And then you're looking on Instagram and you're like, you really try and not compare what you're
mhm,
going through, but it's hard, And I talked to Sunita.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
is like, come off, just come off. And I'm like, she's just so good at like bringing me back down to reality that like we're all on our different journeys.
Mhm, mhm.
And I've been doing more pitching this year.
Oh,
So
lovely.
where
Mhm,
I felt like I couldn't keep just doing the same thing and expecting a different result. I was like, okay, let me try to like write some great pilots and pitch them. So that's what I've been doing. So for the last year,
mm,
like 10 months, I've been focused on pitching um, and developing each script depending on the production company. I actually was working on like a police drama, but depending on the time of year, like things like ITV, for example, they love a detective show. They love,
Oh, yes.
but at the same time, they might be like, oh, we've had something similar like a few months ago. So you've got to wait like a year for it to die
Mm,
out and try again. And it's like, I don't really have a year to sit here and wait for you to like, develop this. So it's like
mhm,
constantly looking
mhm,
around for different production companies who see your vision. And at the end of the day, I want to work with somebody who gets it. I shouldn't have to
mhm.
kind of convince you. It's kind
Yeah.
do you like this idea? Is this concept going to work for this network? What do you think? What has
Mhm.
legs? Let's go. So I've been pitching and it's been really good.
Mhm.
I've learned so much, like, just like how to do my decks better, how to do my treatments better. Along the way, like I said, I met Verona. She saw Growin Pains and said, can you direct it in that same style, but for her drama, her pilot.
Mhm.
So her pilot was called Electric Queens of Brixton.
Yes, I saw the premiere of this. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
wasn't invited. It's all right.
It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. So anyway, so yeah, I directed that. And then I thought, okay, let's start creating again because it's always good to do both, like keep the internet going while still like behind the scenes. Like if I get something put on television, that's amazing, you know.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you still have to create because they're asking me, "Oh, what have you done?" So
Mhm.
you want to make sure that when you show them something, it's not something that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like balancing the two and making sure that now, if I do a short film, it's kind of a bit different or something of substance that
Mhm.
isn't just like, oh, you took my drugs, I'm gonna get my drugs back. Like it's yeah, you gotta
Yeah. Mhm.
keep it funky, keep it fresh. But
Mhm.
so that's what I've been doing at the moment, working on. So at the moment, I'm still pitching. I do that constantly, but I've had some positive steps happening, and I
Okay.
really hope that these positive steps continue, that I can announce it. But right now, I can't. And
Mhm.
so I'm doing stuff for the internet right now.
Why did you word it like that?
Oh, well, like I'm curating content right now.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Which is good. You see me, I've been doing that too.
yeah.
Like, look, the motto for 2024 is multiple streams of income. That's what I've been saying. And I feel like it's good to expand our creative wings differently in different spaces. Just because we're filmmakers doesn't mean that we have to do one thing. Because as you know, you're always told, oh, you want to do this, you have to stick with this and work your way up. But really, we're human. Life happens and we want to do different things as well. And doing internet, that is the best decision to do because it can create more opportunities for you. If I decide to just follow the norms of what the industry says that I'm supposed to do, I'll be stuck. When I'm seeing people who are younger than me skyrocketing their career,
Mm,
and I'm like, oh, I'm too shy. I don't want to post on social media. Or,
yeah, this is what
or
I'm saying.
what? Like when you can take advantage of that, you can curate your brand online what you want it to be. You don't need to be out here doing TikTok
Yeah,
challenges and dances and all that
yeah.
bull. You curate it to what you want it to be, you know?
I
And I
got
love
with
what
you.
you said as well, because it's like you shared the reality of what it's like being in this industry. Like, you probably remembered the web series I did, Talia Versus, that got all the way to Channel 4, got commissioned, and then world stop. And they're like, oh, we're not commissioning anything for 2 years. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so we can say we have the commission,
Yeah.
but that's it. And then
That's why I said to you, like, I hope one day I'll be able to announce because right
yeah,
now
yeah.
I should go. You don't know. Things change all the time and it's just
Mhm.
killing me. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I
Mhm.
And then you spend so much time doing like so many drafts,
Yeah.
many like changes, the
Mhm.
smallest changes, or like even sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to change that. That's what makes the story. Or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
myself and I'm like, do you want this commission? Or, you know,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's really
Exactly. And then with the creator of that show, like
mm,
Serafina, like yeah, that's what she was known for. So then it was like, oh, okay, she needs to do something else. So we
yeah,
ended up doing a proof of concept pilot in October. So we'll put that out. So it's like, here we go, guys. So we can push again to be
yeah,
like, okay, here's a new thing.
yeah,
You liked that? Well, there's this. And she has like other ideas that she has to constantly have ready because, like you said, Growing Pains got you in the room,
mm-hmm,
but Growing Pains isn't going to get picked up. That's
yeah,
what people don't understand. It's not going to be what happened with Jimmy Mars Black is very, very rare. About a show that was a web series, had all that success, and then
mm-hmm,
became the exact same thing to television. That's
mm-hmm,
very rare. Like
yeah,
Insecure is got elements of Awkward Black Girl, but that's a completely different show.
yeah,
Completely different show, right? So it's like That's usually how it works. And you have to, I love what you said about, oh, you can't show something what was 3 years ago, because yeah, they're gonna say like, oh, so what's
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's cute, but what about now? And that's
yeah.
why for
That.
me, like I've been making sure that I curate content, what I've been making, like, okay, I'm showing you that it's narrative, right? But then also you can see the commercial elements of it because I want to do more commercials. I don't want to build my career in commercials, but I want to get a check. And now I can produce a commercial and make money, but still have my narrative there. That's all I'm looking at, And then actually I didn't tell you I met Lisa Mafia last year because I worked on this documentary called Garms with BET.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I know Tash, so I had to put that in there. So
Oh,
when we meet her again, I'll be like, remember I met you? And she'll be like,
yeah,
no, and then I'll be like, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's what happened. But that's what it is. You have to kind of curate what you're doing and your brand to know that okay, this is it because people are watching. People are always watching. Your names are always in rooms
Oh,
that yeah,
I,
oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And everyone's always like, "Oh yeah, your name was mentioned here." I'm like, "Okay, so why am I not in the room?"
okay.
Just what I'm saying. That's cute. Like, I love it. I love that my name's there. Oh, that person knows who I am. Why have they never reached out to me then?
Yeah.
Like, do you get what I mean? And that's the problem with this industry. It's like they're either watching from afar and waiting for you to like blow
Mhm.
up and then come, but they're not
Yeah,
ready to give you the opportunity. So you
yeah.
telling me they know me doesn't help me, you know?
True,
And
true.
that's like the catch 22 and the push and pull. And not a lot of people talk about that. They don't talk about the highs and lows of it all. And I think once you start taking everything at face value,
Mhm.
it makes it easier for you to digest. As in, like, okay, this is cool, but until I get the broadcast date, the
Yeah,
date in cinemas, that's when I'll be okay, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you take things at face value and you learn that your journey is for you, what is aligned for you is for you, and
yeah.
that's it. And I love that you shared
Took me a while to feel
that.
too.
Oh yeah, it takes a long time, but growth is a wonderful thing. You
Yeah.
know? So I love that you shared that because when you're going to continue, I'm always saying you're going to get there. You're going to get there.
Well,
I'm
there's
going to get there.
other choice.
No, exactly.
I definitely have to get there. Like my
Yeah.
balls on fire,
Hmm.
but it's just like I don't know. I don't know how many times I'm like, I just want to quit.
Mm.
But realistically, it's not gonna happen. It's not.
No, no,
It's
no,
not.
no.
It's just really difficult, and I wish that people told the truth a bit more. It's true.
Hmm.
I guess obviously Instagram we only post the positive, so that doesn't help. But
Mm.
I just yeah, it's tough. It's very competitive, and like so many, the few are selected, and it's yeah.
No, 100%. And this is why I have this platform because I want to make sure we have real conversations about the industry. And that's why loads of people have me on their panels because I give unfiltered truth. Like I'm not going to tell you what you think you need to hear or buzzwords, about, oh no, like, you know, just like how you said you've been pitching to production companies or with production companies, people are still under the impression that, oh, you need an agent for that, or I can't submit unsolicited ideas. Yes, you can. That's just some BS they say so they're not inundated with stuff. I've worked
Yeah.
in-house and I've seen it. Like, so that's all it
Tell
is.
them no, 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 so I
Oh
can
yeah.
just
But it's also always the thing, like, oh, these are the industry secrets. Please, that's why it's so closed off and why it's this boys' club and middle class club because they don't want to let anybody in. And that's why, to me, I personally feel like why the UK film and TV industry is struggling because they're not taking any risks. They're not taking any risks. And that's why everybody is leaning to content that is online because they're seeing more of the diverse storytelling that they want to see. That
yeah.
doesn't mean necessarily that I'm saying that, oh, it's because they're black and brown people on TV. No, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just the story. It's the story that people want to see a different thing of. I don't want to see another police drama.
Oh, really?
You get what I'm saying?
You're
No,
not.
no, no. But it's like, yeah, but that's different. It's like the ones ITV are making are the same thing. It's like
Yeah, that's so
copy
true.
paste.
Exactly. And you know
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like even when pitching, like why would
Hmm.
I? pitch something that you've already got. Like, I wouldn't give you exact
Mm.
same thing, but
Yeah.
sometimes it, I don't know. I don't know. I get so frustrated with
Yeah, but there's a way you can do it. There's a way you can do a police drama where it's different. Do you get what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like, why is it that we don't get police drama about a guy who's gone undercover and it's like he's trying to take down some drug lord. That sound, where's those? No, it's some detective who's working on a serial killer murder,
all the,
and and then you're following the whole thing, and then the season finale, oh, they've caught the killer. Thrilling drama, I'm sure. Thrilling, good. And don't get me wrong, some of them are great,
yeah.
but let's diversify it just a little bit.
Mhm.
Just a little bit. Let's not always do. I love the whole real life dramas and the documentary companion piece. I think those are brilliant.
Oh, I enjoy them
Yeah,
too.
those are brilliant. And I love when ITV do that. But let's also bring that kind of storytelling, which non-fiction, but make it fiction, because there's other people who can do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like there's more to just what you're commissioning, and that's what we need more of.
Yeah,
We need more sitcoms back. We need all these different type of shows back because people
yeah.
are
But I
craving for it.
do. But I just like, when
Mm-hmm.
I sit and I analyze, like, I honestly don't think that I would get the support if I made
Mm-hmm.
that. Honestly, I don't, and that's why I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really tough. I just think, like, I don't know. I go back and forth all the time because you can't please everybody, and
No.
like they moan about everything,
Mm-hmm.
everything, like you said earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We just have to
Mm-hmm.
see what
But you know
happens.
what it is? It's also what I've been trying to do is tap into different markets. Like I'm shooting a film next week, and it's with an Atlanta-based team. Like the director's from Atlanta. My co-producer, he's also from Atlanta. The
Mhm.
writer's British, so they're flying over
Yeah.
to shoot it here. So when they reached out to me, I was like, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you guys in America, I need to build my team and people who I know in the States,
I was
because
thinking, would you go to America?
the thing with me is like I want to work in America, but I will never live in America. I want to be bouncing back and forth. Oh, 6 months in LA, cool. 3 months in New York, cool. But I'm
Yeah,
coming back to work here.
yeah,
And also because I still want to tell our stories as well.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
I'm trying to build that. So it's like tapping into those markets so that the more we break through, then it's like, okay, cool. I can pitch to these other studios, not who aren't in the UK, who are
Mhm.
gonna give us that green lit. Because the issue with the UK, you're always pitching to the main four. Do you get what I
Yeah,
mean? BBC,
yeah,
ITV, Channel 4, and then Channel 5. And then you got the little what's it called? Cable networks that are doing stuff at the moment, but all
yeah,
those are police dramas, very much like
yes,
Midsummer Murders, Murder She Wrote kind of thing. And I
yeah.
said this on one of my videos last week about the industries that what the UK aren't doing, they're not tapping into enough of the TV film market. If they start doing TV movies, all that money you're spending on these shows which cost £1 million per episode, you could make a good TV movie for £1 million. Or
Mm.
you could. You
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
That's an untapped market.
I've
And
been,
that will open up more sales. And they're not tapping into that. And that's what we need to do. You know how much TV movies we could make? Easy.
mm,
Easy.
I've been thinking.
Christmas Games Night could be a TV movie. Hands
Oh
down.
yeah, that's true. You
Hands
should open that.
I told them that. I told them that. Hands
Oh,
down.
I've been thinking about like the whole
Mhm.
America thing. Like, am I wasting my time here?
Mm.
I'm going to LA in January, my first time. I'm excited.
Yes.
We'll see how that goes.
Hmm.
But I do think I'll be appreciated more there. So why am I fighting in my own country? Another whole different country is gonna.
No, same, same.
I'm, I'm gonna see, and maybe invite me back to your podcast in a couple of years and
Hmm.
let you know what happened.
Listen, I wouldn't, because do you know Monet Morgan? She's a director. Like
Yeah,
she's now in New York now because yeah, because she got her I knew her partner was always American, but I know she got married, but I didn't realize she moved to New York. So she's
oh,
out there as well. So she's gonna shine. I was like, I know you're gonna soar. And I just feel like, yeah, we'll meet up in LA. We'll be
Yeah,
over there at the same time because I feel like I just don't want to start from the ground up again. That's my issue. I don't want to do that. I'd rather like still back and forth and slowly start to build my connection so that then they can be like, hey, I have a job for you. Can you come for 6 months? Oh yeah, sure. I'm not or
yeah,
3 months or whatever. That's what I want to do. I don't want to go out there and have to start all over again. Because I have
yeah.
time for that. I don't want to be going to every networking event and chat. No. I don't want to do that. I like going to spaces and being like, hey, how are you? Let's go. Yeah, I don't
Mm.
want to do all that again. I want to slowly build my connections while popping in and out, and working with people. That's how I want to do it. So that if I do move over there for a short period, at least I can easily build
And over there,
and
like that.
and just network across easier and stuff like that. Because we can go to three hubs, Atlanta, New York, and LA. So
Yeah, that would be
that
amazing.
And like I need to build more in LA, but I have family and some friends in New York, and I have family and I'm building friends in Atlanta. So yeah, so that's the thing. So I think if you do that like I'm doing, then that's what we'll
I
do.
went New York January this year.
Yes, I remember. Yes, yes.
Was really good. To be
Mhm.
fair though, like when I was there, just being British, they're just so their conversation starts with, "Oh, you're British."
Yes.
Like,
Listen,
yeah,
yes, 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 yes.
and then you just don't know who you're talking to, and then
Mhm.
this person knows this person, and I ended up at Wycliffe John's house. I was like,
Yes.
it was random. It was very,
I
but
love it. Okay.
the adventure of it.
Yeah.
If I didn't have my daughter to like
Mhm.
hold me here, I
Mhm.
probably would do a few more riskier things. But
Okay.
I'm still gonna try and navigate around these challenges for sure because I honestly feel like,
Mhm.
bro, if we're not appreciated here, then let's just go.
I'm
You know.
serious. I'm
But
serious.
then
No.
at the same time, if we
Mhm.
was to get like some creatives, if everyone just comes together, I don't know, make one series, something, everyone should be able to like. I just feel like there's not enough collab. It's
Mhm.
always isolation.
Yeah.
Everyone is competition. I feel like um yeah,
Mhm.
there's a bit of that.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
anyway,
There
I
is
feel
a lot. It's very clicky. There are some groups of people who I see and very clicky. Um, but that's not the people who I move with. Do you get what I
yeah,
mean? And like since we've met, you've always seen that
yeah.
there was no competition. I'm like, yeah, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing.
When they
Like
said your web series one, I said, yeah, well done.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. But like, I was annoyed when you didn't win the second year. I think the year after, I was like, what the hell? Like I was I was annoyed for you.
So I mean, I mean, on reflection, I mean, I can kind of see maybe it's the production value. Like, either way, right? I'm
Mhm.
kind of not gonna get into even these schemes that are around. I'm gonna stop applying. So, like, don't get me started with like BBC writers drama, BBC writers comedy. I'm not gonna like. I'm
Mhm.
not getting myself involved in them anymore. I don't even. Yeah, there's just a few schemes that I'm not partaking
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, shout out to them. Shout out to people who get it. Love
Mm,
that for you. I don't apply for those anymore. I don't. I'm not gonna name names of a lot of them, but like there's certain ones I've applied for and then I haven't got, and then other people who I've put on, like helped them in a way and they've, blown up
mm.
and they got chosen, but I didn't.
Yeah,
Or like I'm applying for stuff and I'm seeing other people who aren't at the same level as me at all.
this is
And
it.
I'm like, I've been in this industry for 10 years. I've been doing it independently for 8. So and then you're saying you're rejecting me. So I was like, and then I'm seeing all different levels. So I was like, I see what your MO is here. You do what's it called? Like it's like a paper in the hat, and you just take out names.
Yeah,
That's how you're making your selection choices, and I know it is because it's not making sense. So I was like, cool. Because when I told people, oh, I was rejected, they're like, what? You got rejected? So I was like, I
mm,
don't feel like I need to apply for those things anymore. It's
yeah,
fine. I've got to where I am now by me doing what I do. So have you. So those schemes is fine. And
yeah,
we will get our commission without those schemes too.
yeah.
You know, so that's how I see it.
The
So,
commission
yeah.
very soon. It has.
Hmm. Exactly. So, well, Tash, it has been so good catching up. I feel like we've given you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I hope you're not discouraged. Keep pushing and keep doing what you're doing, but it's about sharing the realities of the industry and what comes with it,
Yeah.
right? And I always feel like some people say, um, when you reach your moment, it's when luck meets opportunity. And I used to believe that, but I don't anymore. I feel like what's aligned for you is for you. It's just when the timing is right and when you're actually spiritually ready.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like that.
So Tash, where can people find you if they haven't seen your stuff before and Growing Pains and all that stuff?
Okay, so guys, on all social media platforms is at filmmaker Tash. So Growing Pains web series on all social media as well. But once you see me, obviously I'll put Growing Pains in my bio everywhere. So yeah,
Mhm.
thank
Great.
you, thank you.
Thank you for coming back on. Look, you're my first guest from my seasons to come back, and you'll be back again because I
Yeah,
can see it. Look, the next time we're gonna be like, remember the last time and we were like talking about this, and now look at us now. That's what's gonna happen. See, it's just about talking it into experience, into existence, and
yeah,
staying true into that faith. And yeah, just knowing your journey is for you. So
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks guys for tuning in to this week's episode. You know all of my socials. There's a bunch of them. Stay tuned for new episodes coming soon.